Hello, everybody. So, I want to just tell you my journey. This is something different to do for once than be talking about a certain person, if you know who I mean. Okay, so what's going on here? Um, so my journey. First, I'll start when I was a child. So when I was a child, I had a lot of problems communicating, and I had a lot of problems in school, and it was good all up until a certain age, and then I started acting different. When I was really young, I learned really fast how to speak and how to read. And I've been drawing since I was little too, but of course my drawings weren't good when I was a baby or a toddler, but I have drawn all my life. Anyways, I spoke at an early age, I walked at an early age, and I read at an early age. Not like big words, but like small things. I could read signs and stuff. I knew what certain words were, and I could read them. My sister actually was opposite of that because she has dyslexia. So she was having a hard time reading and writing in school. So, my mom started to notice I wasn't as normal as I wasn't as normal as the other kids. Normal's not a really good word to say. I wasn't like the other kids, I should say. I was different than the other kids. And the teachers could notice that too when I was school age, I'm saying. So, I didn't make friends very easy. I really didn't have friends. People were just nice to me because they had to be. Until like middle school, and then they weren't nice to me after that. I only had middle school in that school for one grade, and then I went to a different middle school for the rest of middle school. And I really liked it, but I still was bullied, and I was not learning a lot because I was put out of the classroom for disrupting. So in school, I would get in fights with kids, not because I wanted to get aggressive with kids, but they would bully me and they would hurt me. And only because I didn't know how to be in a group with other kids. I wanted things to go a certain way, so they didn't understand. They thought I was being bossy and controlling, but I wasn't. I just needed things to go a certain way or else I get upset. So my mom started to take me to doctors. I was first diagnosed with ADHD because of my disruptions in the class. I wouldn't stay still in class. I'd have to go to the bathroom all the time. And I would just talk a lot in class and not do my work. Really, the only reason why I didn't do my work was because I was too smart for it. I'm like, dude, This is too easy for me. I need a challenge. So I was put into special education and I had a TA. And I'm glad I had a TA for math because I was horrible at math. But anything else I wasn't bad at, so I don't know why I had a TA for that. It was just they put me in special education because they thought I was disabled, but I was just ADHD, and I later was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, or actually on my end of the spectrum, I am high functioning autism or Asperger syndrome. So I was flown from one doctor to the next before I got the diagnosis of Asperger's. I had been diagnosed with OCD because I was obsessive compulsive over a lot of things. My mom went and told the doctor that I humped things. I'm like, why would you say that? That's personal. I'm not going to get into that, but I was a weird kid. I'm still weird, so not getting in the part of it. I was diagnosed with ODD because they thought I was oppositional defiance, like I would do what people told me not to do. Which I really don't believe in that diagnosis. I think if you're doing the opposite of what someone told you to do, dis, disrespecting your parents, it just means you're a brat. But anyways, I next was almost diagnosed with schizophrenia because I was seeing things, hearing things, and I still do, but it's only in certain houses or certain places. It's never in a place that doesn't have doesn't have activity in it. I have a gift. I can't communicate with the dead, but I can sense their the spirits and what caused their death and everything. But I don't like speak to them. They speak to me and tell me what happened, but I really don't know how to help them. I just get too scared when I thought that claw thing was happening on my other hand. See, right now I'm having weird spirit supernatural thing happen to me. Those claw marks went away, sorta. I had a claw mark on my four claw marks down my hand, like I got caught by a cat, scratched by a cat, but I didn't. So that's weird. Um, so I'm a witch now, and I did one spell. It was a love spell, and it worked. I think. No, it probably he was already in love with me. I don't. He already was. I just did the love spell because I was doubting it. But anyways, we're not going to talk about him. Next thing, I was having night terrors because they put me on ADHD medication that was giving me night terrors, and I would hallucinate at night, and I would, sorry, talking about it kind of bothers me because it gives me thoughts of it and it makes me really anxious because I don't like remembering it. It's trauma. So yes, I wasn't diagnosed with PTSD, but I know I have it because when I think of the trauma that's happened in my life, I've get really, really upset about it. So next, we're going into 10 minutes now of me rambling on about my stupid life. No one cares about my life, do they? Okay, probably no one's gonna watch this, or they're gonna disable my comments. They can go. Okay. Anyways, I was on the in yeah. I would wake up screaming, or I would get sleep paralysis and feel like I'm pinned in my bed, while the shadow person that lived in my house would stare through my bedroom door at me. Yes, there's a shadow person living in my house. Sometimes I'll be sleeping and I wake up and I see it still, so it still lives there. But the ghosts do too. At my mom and dad's house. Anyways, next is my diagnosis with Asperger's. When I was first diagnosed with autism, I said I don't believe I have autism because I didn't know anything about it. I thought it was like totally dumb people, but actually it turns out that people with autism are very, very intelligent people. So that explains why I'm a freaking know it all. I'm always telling people information and they're like, I don't really care about what you're talking about. But I mean, whatever. And people with Asperger's love to talk about their interests. Even if someone else isn't interested in it, they want to talk about it. So next, I was bullied in school and I was put in homeschool a few times. And then we're gonna skip all the way to my adulthood. To when I went to Key Industries. I went to Key Industries for a few years. I got bullied a lot, so I stopped going. I also stopped going because uh, I got sexually assaulted in the woods by one of my ex boyfriends. So that's one thing. And that's one thing that's also trauma I don't like to talk about. I don't want to talk about my abuse from my mother that much in this either, but I won't. I'm not gonna. That's another story. So so I ended up going to a house. It was an AFLA. It's assisted family living arrangement. I lived with a family. They had another lady there living with them. And there's one good thing about living there was that we went to Florida. There also another good thing is I since they were lesbians that I lived with, they helped me come out of the closet and realized I was transgender and realized that I was not straight. So, um, I did not get along with the lady that lived there. She was severely brain damaged, and I didn't know how to deal with that. So, I also had delusions that she was a zombie or some kind of simian creature. Simian being, like a ape creature. I didn't know what she was. She was just a lady that had some issues, and then I moved to Carla's house. And I was bullied a lot by her, and most people I know say she's a bitch. And I should have listened to them before I went to live with her, but I didn't. I thought I liked Carla, but I did. But she wasn't a good person. She would gossip and hang out with the wrong crowd and make fun of people that were her customers at her work. And then she kicked me out, calling me a sick pig because I was not straight and because I was a furry. So now I live here and I'm really happy, yet I'm in love with one of the staff that's married to the owner of the house. So that's my journey, and that's it. Bye. 16 minutes. Jeez.